Hi folks, and welcome to the second plenary session of the 2025 Adobe Educators Conference. My name is Dr. Tim Kitchen. I'm Adobe Senior Education Specialist for the Asia Pacific region.
And I'm Molly Turner, a Customer Success Manager with the Adobe ANZ Education Team. We're so pleased to be hosting the 2025 Virtual Adobe Educators Conference.
Well, Molly, it's been great to see so many teachers from all over the world. We had Tim Cosgrove from Canada, we had teachers from America, presenters from America. Predominantly, most of us are coming from Australia. We've got some New Zealand teachers. It's been amazing.
Hasn't it just? I love just seeing that full breadth across the globe.
That's the beauty of a virtual conference like this. We've had hundreds of teachers join us live, and based on the well over 4,000 hits on the conference website, we're expecting lots to be watching the recording on demand.
Yeah, and Tim, what's been a highlight for you so far?
Glad you asked, Molly. I've actually really enjoyed the K-12 keynote that I moderated. Teresa was fantastic, sharing some of the research from the global education team that they've been doing on the impact of Adobe Express that has happened in K-12 education around the globe. So what about you, Molly? What's been a highlight for you?
Oh, it's really hard to choose. So many great sessions, but Cherie Diaz's higher ed keynote was also really amazing. Her insights into best practice in embedding digital and transferable skills in tertiary education are really practical, very inspiring, and she really showcased how Western Sydney University and Adobe Creative Campus was preparing their students for a future workforce. So lots of learnings there.
The workshop sessions have been packed with really practical Adobe tips and tricks for a range of curriculum areas, as well as inspirational ideas to help engage students.
That's right. And look, our conference Padlet has really been going strong. I've loved watching it grow over the morning. We've had contributions from, our presenters and moderators and participants.
Molly, if I jump into the Padlet,
yeah,
let's just see, if I click
it.
into it, I'll just jump into that link there and let's see what it's, oh, wow, Molly, whew,
Yeah,
that is so
impressive, right?
cool. What are we looking at here?
I'll pop the link in the chat for everyone as well. If you've missed it, we would love to see it. There is great alter egos going. If you haven't done that activity before using Firefly, it's a really cool activity. You'll do it and you know how much your students will love doing it. So have a look at those examples there of the alter egos. So they've been some of my favorites. And Tim, getting great feedback on the ACE level ones there.
It was a great course. Yeah, we had about 25 teachers do level one for the first time. So that's adding to our close to 3,000 teachers now who are ANZ teachers, I should say, just Australian New Zealand teachers who have got level one, which is just awesome. And we've got another level one opportunity coming up soon with Elle Briggs, and then a level two opportunity, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, brilliant.
Now, Molly, we have some special guests. I'll just stop sharing this screen here. We're very pleased to welcome four of our conference presenters who have already presented. So let's welcome Brett Kent, Pip Cleaves, Craig Dalmeyer-Power and Erin Raithke to the stage. There they all are. Can we give them a big round? Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, so you're not going to hear the sound effect because I'm not sharing, but let's give them a virtual round of applause for the work they've done so far. Molly, why don't you have a chat to Brett first? And what we'll do is the rest of us, let's turn our cameras off so we just see Molly and Brett to start with.
Hello, Brett. It's so great to have you for the 2025 conference. I know that you joined us in Sydney for last year's conference as well. Brett, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your session today?
Yeah, hi, I'm Brett Kent. I'm a primary school teacher. I work in a public school in Sydney, and I'm what we call RFF teacher. And in other states, I believe they're sometimes called specialist teachers, but I teach digital technologies, 1 hour sessions at a time to K to 6. Everything from the Adobe tools right through to robotics and VR and all sorts of interesting things.
Wow, it sounds like a really exciting job that you've got. And in your session today, what were you doing?
Okay, I called it Let's Use AI for Good. Now, the concept was that most education systems at the moment are getting a little bit nervous around AI, and there's a lot of conversation around AI in general. The premise of the session was to sort of say, well, you know what? It can be very easy, it can be very non-scary, and it can be very useful. And in a filtered way to allow students to actually produce content in a way that is completely safe, it's completely filtered, and it's a really useful tool, and really educating our students to use AI for good reasons, to engage them and allow them to actually produce content in a really healthy kind of a way.
Yeah, Matt, I think there's a lot there for everybody, AI being the hot topic in all schools at the moment. So if you missed Brett's session earlier on this morning, there will be the recording available in a couple of weeks' time. So go back and have a look at that. And I'm sure that it's applicable across K-12 and also higher ed. Any aha sort of moments or engagement from the your audience there that you'd like to share?
Aha moments. I think one of the big things is that I suppose it's just not that hard, and that I think, especially in my education system, there's a lot of talk around saying, "Oh no, we can't use it. It's blocked. It's banned. It's this and that." And it's like, well, no, with the Safer for Schools project and those kinds of research projects that have been done, it's not actually something that needs to be that scary. It's something that we can just do and we can use. But I think the biggest aha moment was, you do have generative AI credits, and don't waste them. Make sure you talk to your students about the use of them, because they will run out.
That's a great tip. Thank you so much, Brett. Tim, I'll throw it over to you now to have a quick chat with Pip.
And just before Brett disappears, not only was Brett in this conference and last conference, he was also in the conference before that. In fact, Brett's been part of our Adobe Creative Educator community for longer than I've been at Adobe. So Brett, thank you for all the contribution, all the work that you've been doing with Adobe. Catch up with you later. Pip, are you still there? We haven't scared you off. There you go.
Never. You haven't scared me off at all. No, I'm here. Hey, Brett, always good to see your face.
Yeah, always good. But this is Pip's time to shine now, Brett. So we'll say goodbye to you for the moment. Just mute your camera for a sec there, Brett. There we go. Just you know, if I turn this way, I can say hi. And there we go. We're saying hi properly. All right, Pip. Tell us, you were one of our keynote presenters at our hybrid conference last year in Melbourne, which was wonderful. And it's so nice to have you back in this virtual event. Tell us a bit about what you do and about your presentation this morning.
Thanks, Tim. I'm Chief Learning Architect at Global Village Learning, which is an independent learning community in the Macedon Ranges. And today we were talking about our newest campus, well, oldest campus really. We just purchased a heritage jail that was built in 1861, filled with 88 cells as our newest campus for secondary schools. And it's just got creativity oozing out of it already, because not only is it a learning community, it's actually a precinct for artists and culture in the Castlemaine area. And we will we're talking about first of all, our structures at GVL and how we do learning in a completely personalised learning community that focus on empowering young people to build communities that positively impact the world. But B, also some of the structures we use to enable creativity to be unleashed, because it's exactly what we do. We let young people follow rabbit holes and find areas of passion, and then just feed those areas with as much goodness and as much external contact from artists in residence, from people who actually live and breathe the world, because we all know educators, while we do an amazing job, it's the people who do the creative work daily that have the biggest impact on our young people. So we spoke about that.
That's great, Pip. In fact, a little discussion point we had in our ACE course while you were doing your session was about how our education system traditionally doesn't encourage creativity. So it's wonderful to see examples of schools doing it different so that creativity can be enhanced, can be a big focus. Pip, any last final sort of comments, words, any aha moments from your session before we go to the next interview?
Yeah, I think one of the questions I've left with my crew that attended was, how can you help yes be the default in your space? How can you help yes be the answer to every young person that says, can I do X, Y, Z? Because when we let them do X, Y, Z, that's when they come up with amazing things and their creativity flourishes. And providing them the tools to do that while we're letting the yes happen is the main thing.
So good. Thank you, Pip. Really appreciate
your time. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for contributing.
See ya. Bye.
Molly, over to you and Craig.
Fantastic. Hello,
Hey,
Craig.
Molly. How are
How's
you?
it going?
Good, good.
That's good. How have your sessions been today?
Been really great this morning. Basically, we showcased some cutting edge sort of areas in the Adobe suite and looked at those purpose-driven approaches to actually using Gen AI. So actually, posed a question to the audience there. What's the one thing that they want AI to do other than marking? Because that was the other thing that came up. But then at the end was, well, how are they going to utilize what they've done today? So it's that sort of trigger one, the being about curious, and really sort of went on with my own methods, challenges, and applications across multiple different areas. It seemed like it was action-packed and quite quick. I wish it'd go longer.
Yeah. I'm sure you could do a whole day on it. Craig, before we continue as well, it would be great to let everybody know where you're from and your connection with Adobe as well.
Yep, cool. So I'm head teacher of photography, screen and media and games at TAFE New South Wales, which is Adobe Creative Campus. Yeah. And also a creative innovator in my consultancy business as well, basically pushing the envelope on always learning. I think that's the really important part, is you can never know everything, I believe. That's part of there. And look, I've been using Adobe products for 30 years or more. So there's plenty of different programs I've seen come and go. And like I said, I always feel like every change is coming. You go, oh, no, they can't go any further, and they push the envelope. And so that was part of today's one, was looking at how do you actually utilize this purposely rather than just blindly going and just mucking around with things.
Yeah, no, that's really good advice. And I've been really fortunate to work really closely with Craig at TAFE New South Wales. We have done many workshops. So if you get the chance, if you're at TAFE, please watch out for any of those, because he's got a lot of great advice, practical solutions, and really puts the student at the centre of sort of everything he does. Thanks so much for being with us today again, Craig. And we'll
Molly,
hand it back over to Tim.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Molly. Erin, where are you? Are you hidden there, hiding there in the background? There you go. Oh my goodness, Erin, this brings back lots of memories.
It does indeed. Lots of wonderful memories of our 85 episodes of Inject Creativity Live, I believe.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, they're still on YouTube if you go searching for them somewhere away. But Erin, tell us about who you are first, and then tell us a bit about your session.
No problem at all. My name's Erin Raithke, and I work for TAFE Queensland as my day job. And my job is an online learning and media developer, which is a very fancy high word skirt way of saying that I take things that people need to know, some of them quite dry and boring, some of them system related for both our students and our staff, and I do create resources that make them easy to follow, more palatable, and so that they can self-support and self-serve as much as possible, and then hopefully help them be able to independently navigate and try new things and just grow their confidence as much as possible.
So good, Erin. We really appreciate you in our community. All 4 of you who have just interviewed, in fact, get all your cameras on, everyone who's just been interviewed. All 4 of you are part of our Adobe Creative Educator Innovator Program, which is the highest level of our community programs. It's an exclusive group. The Leaders Program, that's something that we're going to open up to a lot of the current level 2s for next year if they're interested in being part of that program. But thank you very much for being part of this. We are running very low on time, so I'm going to say goodbye to you now. And what we're going to do quickly now is just share the screen to show you what's coming up next, because any second now our keynotes are about to start. And in fact, I won't share my screen. We're just going to go straight to the keynotes because we've got Brett Salakis waiting. Yep. And Erin, who's our higher ed keynote for coming up right now?
Manuela is.
Yes.
Of course it is.
I'm registered. I'm going. I'm jumping across right now.
Excellent. All right, guys, we'll say goodbye now and we'll jump into the keynotes. All the very best. See you later. Thanks for coming to the conference. Bye-bye.